You know what I'm saying? You're a king that could find your queen and all that good stuff, you know? And it's very important that when you have kids, you let them know that they're loved and that, you know, they're cared for, despite anything that goes on between, you know, the man and the woman, or the woman and woman, man, man, however, whatever relationship you guys are in,
Yeah.
you know. And yeah, guys, thank you very much. Let's jump into number two. Number two is, do you feel that there's such a thing as a healthy argument? And if so, why?
Yeah. There's definitely such a thing as a healthy argument. I think healthy arguments are are arguments that lead to growth and evolution for both parties. It can get messy, and that's fine. Like sometimes you have to go to a messy place to get to a better place. I think as long as if there's still mutual respect for each other, um that's fine. And I think if it's understood, I think that's also fine. um you know yeah, sometimes you have to be, I don't want to say brutally honest, but there definitely has to be honesty. You have to get to the core of a matter to make it out of it. You have to understand what issues you're dealing with in order to find the solution. So yeah,
Okay.
you can have productive arguments.
Okay. Benny, she had before we get to you, Ad, sorry. Benny, she has this comment. She says, I think unhealthy relationships, in my opinion, is when one person is constantly trying to please the partner over how you feel. Mm,
Mm.
mm.
Yeah,
That's
that's
something to
that's
think about.
definitely one.
A
That's
take.
definitely one example. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Aquel, what's up, man? Yo, Ad, I asked you the same question. Like, do you feel that there's a such thing as an unhealthy argument, and if so, why?
You mean wait, not unhealthy argument, you mean the other
Sorry, a
side.
healthy
Yeah.
argument.
Yeah, yeah,
Healthy
yeah, yeah,
argument.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
My
Uh
apologies.
I'm gonna be technical with words. I won't call it an argument. I'll call it a reasoning. Because basically it's a communication between you two trying to figure out what the problem is so y'all can create a solution,
Okay.
whatever the situation is. But I mean, if you put the word argue in front of it already, for me personally, I've had that happen where I've told people, okay, this is not an argument. And then it ensues into becoming an argument just because of the use of the word argue in there. But yes, there can be a healthy communication between two, because that's definitely what's needed. We talk about that all the time on Random Thoughts, is that communication is key, and being able to know not only love languages but how your partner communicates and how you're able to get that across, because some people's thinking processes don't necessarily make sense to you at times, especially when you have conversations, because you can talk to people and then they may be talking about that they're going to go to the park and sit down and read a book, but they're talking all these different words and talking about the dog came outside from the house, and you're like, what does this have to do with reading down at the park? So again, yes, you can have a healthy argument or communication with your spouse, partner, whoever it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ramos.
Yeah, I definitely think you can have a healthy argument. You have to be careful though, because like Ad was saying, it's easy that you go on the road where like one person feels like unheard or misunderstood in the conversation, and it ends
Mm-hmm.
up being actually a real full on argument.
Mm.
It happens very quickly because you lose sight of what the topic at hand or what the main issue is, and you getting in your feelings about situations that have nothing to do with what's happening at the current moment. Like you need
Yeah.
to be focused on what is the actual discussion. Why, if you feel about that discussion, because you can go into, oh, but you did this to me about this thing, and you're like, that has nothing to do with this. If you want to really talk about that at some point or juncture, we can do that. That'll be a
Mm-hmm.
separate conversation. So I
Mm-hmm.
feel like people need to focus on what's going on which conversation you're having, what's the issue at hand, before they're gonna go into a whole shouting spree and just a spiral of like shouting at each other. So
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's crazy. Chicken and Beef finally joined us. He has a couple of comments here. He says, "Famous Ramos bite me after an unhealthy argument, and I overslept." Yeah.
Chicken and Beef is well aware that I don't bite gentlemen. I only speak to the ladies. So that is wrong and that's incorrect. Anyway.
Ed.
You mistook him for another vampire.
What?
I think you got your vampires mixed up.
Yeah, you gave me that. You gave me that. Nah. I had to read that shit, my nigga. Anyway, let's go to question number 3, guys. Now, question number 3 is, oh man, I really had to think about this one, man, because while I was doing my research, like this actually helped me out. Do you think that it's important to share your burdens with your significant other? Steph?
Yes. Yes, I think so. I think as long as the trust is there, you trust that person, you know that they're not going to take those burdens and use them against you somewhere down the line.
Okay.
I think if that partner works with you to address whatever burdens are bothering you, are giving you challenges, yeah, I think it's perfectly fine to discuss those with them.
Add this?
I'm on the fence, but it really depends on what type of quote unquote burdens it is, especially because you have to be mindful of not saying instigating, but being a crutch for your significant other with a certain burden that they're facing, because then you become an enabler. There we go. Because then you'll enable whatever maybe that particular behavior is. Yes, I could be talking about it in a negative way, but I mean, it can go the other side. But honestly, for me, most of the times is if I know I can deal with it and it's something that has to be dealt for myself, then I don't burden the other person. But I do let the other person know if there's a situation, something going on and I need some space, I'll communicate that. But if it's more so like bills or anything else that has to do with both of us, then yes.
Okay, that's a real logical answer, to tell you the truth, man. Like, yeah. Ramos?
Can you repeat the exact question? Sorry, I got zoned out when I was talking about the, not biting somebody, and then somebody else started.
Okay. I'll read the question again. Do you think that it's important to share your burdens with your significant other?
How we define burdens, though? I mean, we can talk. I feel like it's okay to talk more about what's plaguing you. Is that a burden? I don't know. Because what's plaguing you is different from.
Well, I think Steph and Ed, they got it right on the mark. Chicken and Beef said you got hungry.
No, I have a full refrigerator full of blood.
Cool. Listen, I'm trying to explain what I mean by burdens is like your personal stress, the shit that's bothering you. You know what I'm saying? Like your personal problem.
But I'm saying that things that plague your mind are because what I'm trying to say is when we talk about the burden is like something that heavily like. I think it's different. In my opinion, it's because I can have worries about anything, right? And they're not necessarily burdens. So we're talking about burdens with specifically what we talking about burdens of like financial things. Are we talking about burdens or of like?
We're talking all across the board when it comes to unhealthy relationships.
Yeah,
Ramos.
All
across the board.
You're not answering my question. I'll answer the best of my ability. I think you should talk to your significant other on things that are going to affect your relationship if it's plaguing your mind. Like,
Mhm.
you know what I mean? That's my opinion, because that's where I operate. I feel I shouldn't necessarily tell my partner everything if it doesn't do any, if it's not going to affect our relationship.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, if my financial situation is going to affect our relationship and going to affect my disposition and the way I behave and all those things, then I feel that I'm entitled. I have the right, or they have the right to know what's going on.
Mhm.
So they,
Okay.
in turn, when situations go down, they'll have an understanding of where my mind space is at.
Okay.
Did I answer the question?
Yeah, I agree
I mean,
with that.
like I said, it's not a right or wrong answer to it. You know what I'm saying? It's just, like I said, we're doing this for general knowledge purposes to help people that maybe don't understand what an unhealthy relationship is or what goes within an unhealthy relationship. That's why these questions are here for. So we're helping somebody out. Like I said, guys, for whoever's joining in, this is Battle of the Sexes Part 7, Unhealthy Relationships. If anybody want to come in, if you're on IG Live, come in. You don't need to share your thoughts. I'm going to be asking questions. You guys can answer here or whatever you got. You guys, even in the question box, if you guys have your own questions that you want to find out about unhealthy relationships, we'll try to answer to the best of our ability. We got some comments here. What is it? Benny said, I think it depends. You or your parent might not be comfortable with expressing burden, but then sometimes go into mental health issues, trauma. I don't know if you meant to say partner or parent, but okay.
Maybe she meant partner. It makes more sense in the situation. I guess.
I think she meant partner.
Okay. All right. Kimberly, she's like, hey guys, she's in a workshop, so she'll listen for a bit. Okay, cool, Kimberly. Thank you. Appreciate it. Chicken and Beef said, I joke a lot, but Famous Ramus is the most healthiest mentally vampire even seen in a movie. He must have a good therapist. This is a good film. Wow.
Yeah. My therapist is a vampire. He's probably like 200 years older than me. So, that's a mentor in my life. He's helped me through a lot of situations and continues to. So much love to my therapist. His name is Pazuzu. No, he's not a vampire. He's a demon. Anyway, let's move on.
So much of this story is being layered now.
I mean, cause this is random thoughts. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. You think stupidity wasn't gonna go with this shit? Like, please. Anyway, Benny said, partner, I'm tired. Now that's cool. Yeah, chicken and beef, we all love it. All right, let's get to the next question. Now this question, guys, I may even have an answer for it. So, is codependency dangerous within a relationship?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
I believe it can.
If you can further elaborate, all right, Famous Ramos, we're gonna start with you with it then.
Okay.
So, just if you could further elaborate, guys, that your answer with that, whether it's yes or no. I'll say it again. Is codependency dangerous within a relationship?
Okay. So the definition we're talking about codependency, what I define it as is when you need that, like, for your mental well-being, you need the person all the time around, constant communication with this person. Like, basically you need someone to hold your hand all the time, right? So
exactly.
I think that's yeah. I think we as adults should be able to handle things. Like, we have these people to lean on for additional support, but to have them be like our father or our mother and be the one who kind of like guides us through it. We might need that at times, but like to be all the time, I think that's problematic. I think you need to put your big boy, big girl pants on sometimes and figure it out yourself.
Okay. Steph?
Yes. Being someone that has been in a couple of more than my share of relationships that became like codependent, they can be very unhealthy, and they can be very demoralizing to the person that is being depended on. And it's tough because you, like, the situations I've been in, I've tried my best to explain to that particular partner, like, hey, you are leaning on me a lot, and I know that you're capable of doing certain things, it's taking the toll on me. It's good to communicate in those situations. And sometimes, you have situations where you can work it out, where the person is actually listening and understanding, like, hey, I'm hurting my partner. Let me figure this thing out. It's not like the partner is not being supportive. But yeah, when it gets to a point where it's like my work is being affected, the things I'm doing over here are being affected, and in turn it's further affecting the relationship that we're having. It's good for the other person to tune in and listen and really take things in. So yeah, I mean, yeah, dependent relationships can be very destructive. They can be potentially destructive relationships.
Okay. Avish, your take on it?
I agree with everyone. Not much good comes out of codependent relationship, because that spills over into just their everyday life and functioning. Like Eric was saying earlier, like it gets to a point where sometimes even the person relying on them to help them get up every single day, and then if they don't even want to brush their teeth, trying to even motivate them to do just the simplest of tasks. As a functioning human being, it gets to a point where y'all are offloading all of your situations and problems on each other and expecting that each one of those persons are the solution to all of those problems. So when the solution is not there with you, you feel like you are hopeless, and you definitely don't want to continue that type of cycle. It creates a cycle, very destructive one. So yeah, I agree. I haven't been in one. I've seen again from the outside, but yeah, you got to be able. Yes, it's great to have somebody, like Steph was saying, like have somebody to definitely lean on and have that support. But yeah, there's gonna be a point where again we get weaned off of stuff. There's a point when we start crawling or we holding our parents' hands. We gotta start walking on our own. So gotta be mindful for that, because I can't live in your body. You can't live in my body. So
That's it. And I agree with all three of you. And the reason why this question was so important to me is because once upon a time, I was super codependent. Like coming up in, like during my 20s and stuff of that nature. Hell, in my teens and my 20s, like, it was like, yo, I gotta have you. If I can't have you, I can't live on, and all this other shit. I used to, Doug. I was like, I was having a conversation with my coworker about this too. It's funny. I was like, if the word simp was in a dictionary, you would find my face like this on it, like that was me. Like that was me. Like I was simp of the decade. You know what I'm saying? Because of the fact. What happened? What's going on?
it is in a dictionary. It's been shortened because it's from simpleton. But continue.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah.
I thought it was an acronym.
It is an acronym, but again,
okay.
we shorten words. So for me, originally, when you think of somebody, you think of who's a simp or simpleton, like it's shortened and changed. We're gonna do that throughout society, but yeah, that's where I get simp from, is from simpleton, and then they break it down into acronym. Yeah. But we can say that later.
But I was gonna ask the lyrics. What age were you talking about this time?
Excuse me?
What age were you, like around the age you were during this time this happened?
It was actually a timeline. Like it was like from, I would say, age 18 all the way to like my early 30s, and
yeah, that's kind of late. 13, I can see that, but like, because the thing is, when we're young, we're just trying to navigate through our emotions and how we feel, especially people who are more emotional, like sensitive. Because I know men,
and I was
exactly. So you felt, and I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna divulge something to you. Early on in my life, I was very sensitive as well, and I used to take things to heart a lot. And then I realized fuck that shit. Like, why am I taking it to heart? You can't control the other person, right? They're gonna make up their own decisions, and so you internalize that because of the situation, that's your fault. It just, you start, I feel like you're a person who come through it, and I feel like a lot of people haven't come through it. I've seen it in my life. I've seen people who never get over it. And they get stuck in that whole cycle of like hating themselves and you know what I mean. It's. I'm just glad that you didn't do that. That's what I'm saying. I hope you don't go down that
Well,
road.
first of all, you know, I'm like one of the only reasons why I never went down that way, because I had to realize that I'm the most handsomest fat nigga you ever seen in your life, and you know,
Rapper.
like rapper. That's it. You know, you'll never see a more handsomest fat nigga that you ever seen like me in your life. So, you know, once I started having that confidence in myself, you know, I've always heard it through the years. Like, you got to do this, you got to do that, you got to have confidence. Like the way I was raised by my family, by my friends, the men I call my brothers, you know what I'm saying, my actual brothers, you know, like even my sisters and these 4 special women in my life that taught me about women, you know what I'm saying? I always had the knowledge to go about it another way, but my natural characteristic of being this nice guy and thinking, and that's why I blame Walt Disney and them Walt Disney ass movies, them Cinderella and Snow White movies, because I believed in that shit. That what?
Is that a callback to the other episode? Because I was gonna do a callback as well.
Yeah, fuck Walt Disney. Anyway, so like I was saying, like like that Snow White Cinderella bullshit that was fed into my brain, you know what I'm saying? And especially living in the Bronx, right across the Brooklyn from Hunts Point, and seeing women being used for sexual purposes, like that's why I can never stand to see a woman cry. You know what I'm saying? Because I've been around that shit all my life. You know what I'm saying? So just that and my natural characteristic of being a good guy, it kind of forced me to be this simp, you know what I'm saying? And having hopes that one day that, you know, a woman would accept a guy like me and want me to be me and only me to be this way.
And but you weren't accepting yourself. That's the problem, right?
What happened?
The problem was that you weren't accepting yourself first. That was the problem. How can someone else accept you if you don't accept yourself?
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like no, not necessarily. Like I accepted myself being a simp. You know what I'm saying? Because I wanted to prove everybody wrong. I wanted to prove, you know, my father wrong. I wanted to prove, you know, my friends wrong. I wanted to prove my family wrong. That maybe just for once, like my simp ass could go ahead and get to this like healthy relationship and fuck everybody else who said anything else. But then I had to learn, like I said, once I got in my 30s and stuff, and especially being in a relationship with that one person that Steph doesn't like, you know, and Steph, you know who I'm talking about, because you don't like it. So, you know, that.
What's the face that Steph is making? She's making like a.
It's that face, y'all.
It looks like a motherly face. It looks like, yo, you better.
Yo, guys, like, whoever's watching, forgive me, but I told Steph the story. This is not my son's mother. This is the woman after my son's mother. I told, and even my son's mother. There's other people, the same face that Steph made, other people made about my son's mother, because those 2 relationships damn near destroyed me. I'm talking about, it brought me to my knees and destroyed me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, damn near destroyed me. Like, within a fraction of my life, damn near fucking destroyed me. And almost made me believe that, you know, that all women were full of shit. You know what I'm saying? All women didn't give a fuck about whatever nationality. All y'all was full of shit. You know what I'm saying? That, like, it almost got me to that point. But then I had to, now I'm at a moment where I found myself, and I'm doing more work on myself and more work on learning how to love myself and learning how to respect myself and know that, yo, I can get whoever I want. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I want, you know? But
that's the person I want to hear.
It takes the work. I had to be willing to do the work, and I wasn't willing to do the work because I was so focused on proving everybody else wrong. Fuck what y'all talking about. I know what to do. And then I had to come to a moment of humility where it's like, you know what? I don't know what I'm doing. I need some help. You know what I'm saying? And and that pride shit, it was that pride shit that almost killed me too. Like, I was too proud to ask for help. You know what I'm saying? But now, you know, at the moment, what was it, in my mid-30s, I had to ask for help. Steph knew because she was one of the people that helped me. You know what I'm saying?
What's going
I
on,
had to
George?
ask for help. You know what I'm saying? And to be at this moment of vulnerability on this episode, I don't give a fuck what nobody say on that, man. You know what I'm saying, man? Because like I'm helping somebody else with this. You
Shout
dig?
out to Steph's song,
Yep.
Vulnerable.
It's okay to
Everybody
be.
need to check
Exactly. Exactly.
Everybody need to check out his song, Plug.
I was
Directed
just
by
listening
you,
to it
directed by
today.
myself. Directed by this one. All the vocals by this one.
Yep, go on YouTube, check it out. Vulnerable.
Shameless plugs, we love them. Like
All the
yo,
songs about V, my debut LP.
yeah. So
It's amazing.
She does parties,
But
bar
every-
mitzvahs, and
Yep.
if you pay her enough, she'll sing your kid a lullaby.
Yeah,
that's a fact. But yo, no, guys, getting back on here, right? Getting back on here. Codependency, man. Like, if you find yourself in a moment of codependency, get help, man. Because like codependency can, in my opinion, it is extremely dangerous and it could destroy you as a person, like from the inside. You know what I'm saying? It can destroy you because you're clinging on to a person that don't give a fuck about you. Like, you know what I'm saying, man? Like, and that this show almost made me teary-eyed and shit thinking about it because like that pain is the pain I can't fuck with. You know, chicken and beef. Yo, you're a funny dude. Famous Raymond's go bit that bitch that hurt my G lyrics. He also said, pride comes before the fall. You grew my G and Steph is a real one. We learning how lyrics became different. This motherfucker. What else you say? He said, I'll play it after the show. All right, cool. Yeah, so thanks a lot, Chicken and Beef, man. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate you, man.
appreciate you, Chicken and Beef.
Let's get to the fifth question here, guys. Do you think that the word submissive is the most understood word when it comes to being in a relationship?
Yeah.
I know what he means, but yeah.
Yeah, so let me explain that then. What I mean by misunderstood, I'm talking about like I'll talk from like African American females or whatever. Like when they hear the word submissive, when they hear the word submit, that's a very combative word to black females. You know what I'm saying? Very combative word to
It implies loss of power. It implies that you're giving up everything and you're letting this person take control of you. It's a control thing.
Well, right? Yeah, that's what it means to them. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But like Steph, you're not involved in this, so you're saying like no.
What do you mean? No. Fuck. You know what?
Out of favoritism.
No.
What are you talking about? Steph
I'm gonna be a part of this. No.
Steph is a dom, and she submits. Everybody submits. What are you talking about? Come on, right, Steph?
What?
That you're a dom and you make all the women submit. So what?
Exactly.
I understand that word.
Exactly. It's favoritism. Like yo, like I'm not talking about you, Steph. Fuck out of here. Steph, you understand what the word submissive means. You know what I'm saying? But if you say this to a black woman, no black woman, she gonna sit there and fight you tooth and nail because she's like, oh, I ain't gonna be submissive. Fuck you and submissive. Like, yo, I'm a strong black woman. Like, yo, and that's another phrase we're gonna talk into as well. We gotta define what the fuck a strong black woman really is.
I'm gonna say most recently I met someone who is, you know, quite okay with being in the role of submission. And you know, there is power in being submissive.
Peace, Kenny Key.
Because you know, being in that position, you're being vulnerable, but it doesn't necessarily mean that, you know, you're being taken control of. You're allowing the person to navigate and, you know, how do I put it? Take the lead, but you're not necessarily wresting control either.
Yeah,
it's a very interesting position to be in. You know, as someone being submissive, because even when you say I'm gonna play the submissive role, there's still a certain level of control you have by you even saying I'm gonna play this position and I'm gonna allow you to take the lead. It's kind of like you're still holding on to some sort of like control and understanding that, you know, I'm playing this position, but like you get what I'm saying though?
Yeah.
No, definitely. I definitely understand. I feel that way. I see what you're saying. That basically by being submissive and saying I'm going to be submissive, you're choosing that submission. So it's not
Right.
like you're being imposed upon you. So lack of control is not even in the vocabulary because you're actually controlling being submissive, right?
Right. It's just telling the person like, hey, I trust you.
Yeah.
I trust you playing this position as someone who's going to take the lead. So I'm just going to fall back and, be play the supporting role. But it doesn't necessarily mean that you lack that ability to take the lead.
Okay, well, you know what? I'll accept that. That's your answer about it, right, Steph? Like to the question.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay. Ramos, I asked you the same thing. Do you need me to read the question again, or are you good?
Yeah, I need the question again.
All right, cool. No problem.
I think Steph kind of answered it in a different way, so I want to know exactly what you mean. You know what I mean? Like she kind of went that way to the question, so I might have a different opinion on it.
Got you. All right. Do you think that the word submissive is the most misunderstood word when it comes to being in a relationship?
That's a loaded question. A submissive. All right. So when we generally think of submissive, right, we think of like Steph was talking about before, like giving up control and being under the subjugation of somebody else, specifically when you're talking about a relationship, right? So
yeah, relationships.
So I feel like I don't think people should see it as submissive in that regards. I see it's like Steph kind of saying like you're playing a role. It makes more sense. It's like, yo, you're gonna take the lead, or you're gonna drive, and I'm gonna just sit here. And while the next time, I'm gonna take the wheel, and you're gonna sit there. I mean, there are relationships when there is a person where they're more in control, and that's left of discussion. If that's a destructive relationship, or that is just under a dynamic that people have. But I think it depends. I don't think people should see it as a negative. I definitely don't see it as a negative. If that is something that you yearn for, or something that resonates in you, like in terms of like we're talking about love languages, the way you navigate in your relationships, I don't see it. You see it problematic. And I think maybe it's a word that needs to be like, kind of like given new life in terms of, maybe get some PR on it, and change it up, and push it out there to people, because some people who actually can buy into it can see that and say, I shouldn't feel bad or weird for having that opinion or feeling that I want to be that way.
Right. Right.
Advis?
Yeah, a lot of words in English are misunderstood because we already have an idea already of what the word means. And that word has been used a lot too, very trendy word to be a shocking response for people. Just like when you ask people, what do you bring to the table? Like that's also something that's like just a very shocking response you're going to get. So anytime you hear the word submission and submit, so like you must submit to this. Yes, we think about somebody ruling over somebody else. Shouts out to MTR, Mediocre Tutorials and Reviews. I agree on the point where he says that submission in short means just being more agreeable, and knowing that literally whatever situation, just like you two were saying earlier, whatever situation y'all are coming to, that y'all can agree on, okay, you're gonna play this role, I'm gonna play this role. That doesn't mean, okay, the man, woman, or the whole spectrum of different relationships that they're going to lead every single thing. No, you know your role, you know your skills, you know your high points, wherever that is. If it's the child rearing, if it's both of y'all doing it, if it's the cooking, if it's the, bringing in the money, buying things, whatever it is, you take on that role, and one person is the lead on that, another person is the lead on that. Because even, again, going off of that, even great business people, as well as just great minds, know that it takes not only the group to make an idea or have multiple different inputs from an idea to really grow versus being the main one. Like, no, we're only going on this decision. No, we're only going on that decision. They play off of everybody's strengths and weaknesses so that then the whole team can be greater versus, yeah, I'm the head, that's it. I make the final decision, but ultimately everyone has the input.
Cool. Right. Thank you very much, man. guys, like like I said, man, submissive, it like that shit is misunderstood. Like you have to like really like and this is specifically for black women. I'm sorry. It is because it bothers me. It bothers me. No, Steph, I love you to death. This does not concern you out of favoritism. Okay.
And we got a question
and-
over at YouTube as well too. After you do that,
You can't be telling me. You can't be saying that.
No, I'm saying it.
Wait,
Favoritism. Motherfucking favoritism.
are we specifically talking about black women or women in general? Because I feel
No. Like what I'm about to say. What I'm about to say. What I'm about to say. Me, I'm taking full responsibility on this.
Oh, okay. Take responsibility.
What I'm about to say. This is going to black women that don't understand the word submissive.
All right, I'm gonna let you down this hill. Go ahead.
All right, I'm gonna let you kill yourself and break your neck. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Funny bone.
yeah, drive the car.
You
I'm
jump
out
on
the car.
grenade. Go ahead.
Listen, I'm like Mumra, okay? I'm the ever living. Fuck out of here.
That's
okay?
me submitting. I'm agreeing with you. You play that role. Go ahead.
Submissive is not submissive. Being submissive does not mean that you're in chains. Okay, being submissive doesn't mean that you got to get on your knees, bow down, and say, "Yes, sir. Can I have some more?" Oh, yes, sir.
Do it.
Yeah, but that's your choice. But it doesn't mean that a man is forcing you to do no shit like that. Being submissive, okay, just means that you're agreeing with whatever path he decides to go down. You are agreeing with him. You are trying to. You guys have to try to build a team to make shit work. Okay, you're building a team to make shit work, to make a relationship work, to be headed towards a healthy relationship. And in order for you to be in a healthy relationship, that word submissive plays a part in a healthy relationship. It does. There's no way around it. There's no way to run around that bitch. You're going to deal with having to be submissive or having to be on your own.
And I mean, both men and women play that part. Like it's interchangeable in a healthy relationship.
I get it.
No,
but
there's the saying, happy wife, happy life. That is being submissive.
Yeah, but guess what? Happy husband, happy wife too. That's being submissive as well.
But that's more being submissive for the husband, though, because you're saying happy wife, happy life. That means
no, but that's my point.
Okay,
that's the husband being submissive.
Yeah.
You know what?
I disagree with Steph on that.
You don't think that's a husband being submissive? That's saying, you know what? I'm gonna give her what she wants because this is gonna eventually like help the relationship along the way.
No,
but I'm just saying that's the thinking. Okay.
That's the thinking. No, that's the thinking for you. Again, we got to think in general.
Thinking for me, I'm just saying that when a guy says that, that's him wresting control in a sense.
I'll say this in general. In general, that's not the understanding. In general,
okay,
especially when they say that happy life, happy wife is more seen as in the woman has the power over all of that there. Just like how we misunderstand submission. Again, I'm talking in general terms, specifically for when you're in your relationships, y'all get that down how that works. But in the overall, I'm going society thing. It's not seen as that. And the reason why is I hear multiple responses from people. Again, mostly, of course, I'm talking to men because that's what it applies, and that doesn't necessarily end up meaning that they're submitted to that. It's more so, well, to avoid any situations and conflicts and problems and her nagging, I'm just going to do everything that she's going to ask me that I need to end up doing, so that I don't end up having or getting into any type of trouble, because I know if I do something, then this is going to happen. And even if I'm struggling, and even though I'm stressed out, I still have to make her happy regardless. So that's
thereby being submissive.
I agree.
That is agreeing to a certain degree.
Because you're
Okay.
you're basically saying I'm gonna say give you all the control, even though I might not tell you that I disagree with it, but I'm just gonna. It's kind of like this. How to put this in the best terms to try to make myself understood. you have subjects. Let's think about submission for subjects, right?
Yeah.
You have a king, right? I don't think this. You know what? Fuck this shit. It doesn't make any sense where I'm going with this. But I think I'm abort. I'm gonna like eject myself from that analogy and go into something else. I agree with Steph. I feel like when you say like, oh, I to avoid this shit for my health, I'm just gonna like say cool, because it's not your will, it's more their will. Because you feel, I'm saying you feel like, oh, if I don't do this, I'm gonna feel like, you know, this is gonna be miserable for me. Okay, cool. But if you're in a healthy relationship, going back to the topic at hand, right? Like,
yeah, I agree.
It wouldn't be a problem, because you can come to the table and say, yo, listen, this might not say, well, how do we come to a middle ground where in terms of this in this phrase it doesn't work? There's no middle ground.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying. I agree with what y'all saying. I went to the opposite side of saying when it's under, again, I'm doing it in general, not since we saying nowadays that everybody's in quote unquote, not everybody, but there's a large amount of unhealthy relationships. That's how that is going to get misunderstood. Again, we're not talking about the healthy side of that, because y'all going to work that out again through your communication. I'm bringing it back out again to the general. You can go out and you ask people that.
Well, guys, Benny actually, I think this is a question from Benny. Then why use the word submissive since it holds a negative connotation? That's a good question. Because that's, and I'm not being sarcastic when I say this, but I'm just being truthful. That's the word that describes it. That's the best word that describes that attitude or whatever, or that action. Submissive.
Now, my question again: does agreeable fall in that connotation of the we were talking about, being agreeable? Is that being submissive?
Well, that's the truth. From what I learned and like what I did my research, like that's the actual meaning of submissive. Like, you know, like to agree. To get on that person's page of agreement, you know, like, but I mean, I don't know how else to say it on that. And the thing is, like, the only reason why I point to the female African American community,
you got YouTube on you.
African American female community,
and YouTube is on you, and probably a couple of us on right now with these questions. But go ahead.
No, you know what? Honestly, I want to hear it. I can't wait. But like, anyway. No, because here at RanDumb Thoughtz, we want all the smoke. So, you know, like, let's not forget that. Okay, we want all the smoke. But
so I should go back to someone asked, why do black men need or want submission so bad? And then if they get from their partner or whomever, they F it up.
See, here's the thing. We don't want submission so bad. But when it comes to being in a relationship, we know what we want from that relationship. We know what we should expect out of that other person. And usually when that person comes into that relationship, you know, we also know what you want because we listen to you, you know, but it seems like you're not listening to us and what we and our expectations from you in this relationship. Like and that's what the thing is, because I'm going to be realistic, and I'm talking from my own personal experience. It's all about you. What I mean, it's all about the female. It's all about it's about what you want to eat. It's about where you want to go. It's about how I should hit it the way you're gonna get on. You know what I'm saying? It's about where you want to send the kid to school. You know what I'm saying? Like when it comes to the African American community, at least when it comes to monogamous relationships in the African American community, it's all about what the woman wants, and that's the truth.
I'm gonna add to this.
It's the truth.
I'm gonna add to this. First thing, shouts out to Redemption Song. Again, if we get stuck in using multiple different words, like I said, submission is another word that literally is gonna shock people. We can use cooperate, collaborate, whatever other words you want to end up using to just get a sense of like, y'all just really want to build in the relationship. We don't have to use the whole thing submission, but it just makes sense for just not causing any drama and wanting peace. And everybody's an addition, right? We don't want to subtract from stuff. So
exactly
that whole sense of whatever words we want to use to define it, again, you want respect, and at the end of the day, both parties want to be respected, want to be heard, want to be connected. So that's honestly what it is at the end of the day when we talk about the whole thing, submission, cooperation, etc. Now, adding with what Lyrics was saying, this is one thing, at least for me, again, watching a lot of different content and just my own observations. And again, I'm not the end all be all person for this, but what I've seen and what I've learned is that men have been, at least the majority, men have been taught how to treat and respect women and not have expectations. And for women, it's the flip side. Women have been taught what is expected of a man, but not how to respect and treat a man. So
and the thing is,
go ahead.
My apologies. And even with the fathers and their daughters, I've seen that. Like what you just said, Ad, I've seen fathers talking about, well, a man needs to do this for you, and a man needs to do that for you, and you're the princess, and fuck Walt Disney. How about that? Like, I blame Walt Disney for that shit too. I blame Walt Disney. I blame all the movie niggas that do that shit. Be like, yo, like, get out of here with that, man. Like, what's
interesting about that though? I feel like we had this conversation before because you brought the Walt Disney thing, right?
Yeah, like I'm boycotting Walt Disney.
Yeah, but I'm talking about in general, like how society because this is not something that's new, right? This is something that's been since probably the beginning of marriage or before marriage, that they saw that the other gender was someone to be taken care of because of they're able to bear children, and they saw them as, I'm not saying this is how I feel, they saw them as the weaker gender, right?
Okay.
So they were in turn taught that you need a protector. That's biology, right? But you need someone who protect you, monetarily take care of you, financially take care of your seeds. Mm-hmm. So in turns, what happened is that the male became the dominant figure in that situation. So in terms, you have the dynamics now of assuming, or we'll be talking about like how many years have gone by, centuries have gone by, and dynamics have changed. A lot of things have changed, right? The way we operate has changed. Those things don't change in people's minds a lot of the times, that we feel that I need someone who can protect me financially and like myself from harm, and my children, right?
Of course.
So now you're in a place where like they've been put almost on a pedestal in their mentality that you are the prize, right? I'm not saying this is the case in all situations, but I'm saying in like a lot of the situations that we're talking about specifically, that's what happened. They feel they're the prize to be obtained, and the man needs to come, like a warrior needs to come there and take his prize. So now they're put in a place so that they're the prize. You see when you put in a high level like that, you start believing that. You start thinking like, oh, I'm the prize. Everybody else just needs to win me. And then mentality that exists within that is a problem. I clearly believe it's a problem because you're never going to come to a middle ground. You're never going to come to a place of cooperation or
Oh my goodness! Did he just lag out? Yes, he did. But look, hold on, right before because you had lagged out real quick.
Okay.
I want to clear it up again. That's why I'm using general, y'all. I don't want to get into specifics because we can get into all anecdotal and saying, well, I wasn't raised that way or she wasn't raised that way. Exactly. I'm talking in general of the whole. Again, I bring it back to society because where we get all of our data, statistics, and all of this stuff from. It's from the general. It's not always super specific. Of course, we won't talk about specifics like marriage, but again, just so we can get a general aspect, because you can, honestly, for me, again, observational wise, you see this stuff happening. You see how men get treated. You see how women get treated. You see how we talk about how our parents didn't teach us these things, or how the children now haven't been raised properly because of some such and such with the parenting. So yes, specifically, yes, however you were raised is going to affect how your outlook of either relationships, how you respect men, how you respect women, all of that. But in general, women were not, again, taught how to respect and treat a man. There is more so what to expect from a man, and the man was taught how to respect a woman and not again the expectations. It was just like, okay, if she did this, but not like a whole list of what a lot of women have. Again, so we can get specific.
Avis, I'm just gonna, because I want to move on, so I'm just gonna go ahead and end it like this. We should all learn how to respect each other, men and women, and know what our roles are within the relationship to make it a healthy relationship. Plain and simple. I would love to hear the feedback from YouTube though, because you said there was a bit of fire on YouTube.
Oh yeah,
and
I want
the smoke. I want the smoke.
Towards directed to.
Well,
it was
one comment was repeated here. Chicken and Beef said, men in general, real men need submission, the final say, in order to protect you. If I say duck, you better duck or you might bust your head. Now I need a new lady. Shaking my head.
Are we rhyming now?
I love that comment. I love that shit. I'm sorry, man. This shit was hilarious. But now I want to hear on YouTube the smoke. Like who
No, that was also from YouTube. It was just repeated.
Oh, okay, yeah. Cool. But guys, let's go to the next question. All right, let's wrap that up because we'll be here all day talking about submissiveness and shit. Okay, so the next question is, how can communication lead to a healthy relationship? How can communication lead to a healthy relationship? Let me give you guys an example. You and your significant others having a problem, right? A miscommunication problem. Let's just say, for instance, okay, the rent is due. You know what I'm saying? And you gave your lady the rent money. You was like, yo, listen, you got like till tomorrow to pay this shit, or else we got problems. Okay? And she uses part of that rent money for her hair and nails, thinking that, oh yeah, you go ahead and get that money back, knowing that's the last of the money because you need other money to take care of other shit. So she uses part of that rent money. Now she gives the landlord the other part. Now you're close to getting kicked out in the street. Miscommunication. You get it? Mm-hmm. Because you told her, listen, this right here, this is rent money. Like, yo, don't fuck around with this. Not 1 cent. Like I said, she takes out $20 or $40 to get her hair and nails done. Not listening to you, thinking you can go ahead and cover the rest off that. When you know you can't.
Is that miscommunication, or is that like just disregard?
It could be both.
In that situation.
It could be both.
Yeah,
you told her, yo, don't waste his money. This is for the rent.
Clear.
Like,
no. I'm just making an example here of where that question is. You know what I'm saying? Where that question, like, can proper communication, can it lead back? I should have said, can communication lead back into a healthy relationship from it being in an unhealthy situation?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's the main thing of being in a healthy relationship. It's one of the core values of being, right? Communication. If both people are heard, then there's no need for arguing, or there's no need for bad feelings, which would create an unhealthy relationship.
Right.
Agree. Oh, you guys lagged out. I think you guys lagged out on my phone.
What?
Yeah, that's your phone.
That is yours.
Hey, my phone, I'm good. Like, what are you talking about? I'm not lagging out.
We were perfectly fine. You're the only one complaining about it. But anyway.
Whatever. I'm not complaining about shit.
22, man.
Man, give me that love, guys.
Yeah. You back? Oh.
Yeah, are you back?
Yeah, I'm back.
Okay. So let's move forward.
Exactly. I'm waiting for one of you motherfuckers to answer. Yo, Raymond, you're the first one to answer the question. Answer the question.
I answered the question, didn't I?
No, you didn't. You was talking some bullshit. Like, yo, answer the question.
What do you mean I was talking some bullshit? I answered
you
the question.
Some bummer ass bullshit. Yo, answer.
May I ask? Wait, hold on a second. Steph and Ad, have I answered the question?
Yes, you answered the question.
Okay,
Oh,
so why
well.
should I re-answer the
What did we
question?
miss?
What is
Did
this?
they
Like,
see?
I mean,
That was your phone. Your
It
phone
ran
was
down
saying
my
no.
phone.
That
Anyway,
was your phone.
anyway.
We all heard. We all
All
heard that.
right. Steph.
Stop. Okay.
Stephanie.
Yeah.
Gail.
Why you gotta say it like that? Why you gotta
dude.
say it like that?
and that was actually my
Stephanie
shortest
Gail.
answer ever.
What?
That shit was like
What?
like 5
What
seconds.
may I ask? Like, can you please answer the question?
Yeah. I mean, look, communication is the foundation of any and all relationships. You have to have communication. That's like a pillar in any relationship. You don't have good communication, the relationship's not gonna last. Point blank, period. You both have to be willing to be completely honest with each other. You know, honest enough to the point where you understand, this is what I'm saying. I'm saying this because I care about the relationship. I care about the dialogue between you and I. I'm investing into this foundation that is our relationship. And yeah, I want the best for it.
Okay. Advis?
And I'll just add, any successful relationship, the couples, like when people are asked what is the key to a loving and lasting relationship, they always point out communication.
Okay. Advis?
So the main thing from this is how communication leads to a healthy relationship, you're saying?
Yes, well, I'll say this again. How can communication lead back into a healthy relationship? Lead back into a healthy relationship. Or how can it lead to a relationship being healthy? Like, because I already gave the example.
Well, I mean, again, knowing what not only each person is doing, but know where y'all going with all of this. Because, I mean, if I decide that I'm going to do this, and then the other person's like, no, I'm going to go jump off of the cliff this way and go flying with the money that we have. I don't want to use it for this money so that we can have a place to live. Then what then what is there to talk about and what's really going on? So I mean, that's it's needed. Like you can live with somebody forever, and if y'all never talk or say anything but get mad and upset, that's on y'all, because you never said, yo, I don't like when you keep on eating all the extra chips that I come and buy for myself for lunch. If you don't communicate that, it's gonna keep happening. If we don't set boundaries, we don't set any type of structure, and don't speak and at least get some understanding or understanding together. Why?
Yeah, that's it, man. Because I like them chips and shit. Why you eat my? Sorry, I got to some other shit. But Notes wants to jump in, guys. So what do you guys? Because I would like to listen.
Yeah,
I would like to hear from Notes.
Oh, Notes.
I would love to hear from Notes. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because Notes is in a relationship, so I would like to actually. He'll be the perfect person to talk to on at least this next question that I have. The next question is question number 7 here. Let's bring Notes in before I even do that.
Yeah, I got you. I'll be out.
Okay.
Guys.
Yeah, because then I'll read the YouTube comments too, or put them in the comments.
Thank you, Ed. Appreciate you, man.
Yeah.
We see you out there, YouTube. By the way, these comments are y'all are live.
I want to hear them, man. I want to feel the smoke. I want to feel the smoke.
Yeah,
that's it.
I mean, they're going back.
You look like you just got high, no? Like, this nigga look like he high and he want to eat like 7 tacos from Taco Bell and shit right now, son. Like, yo, why you look like you? Like, what? Now this nigga, I swear he come up. Like, you just smoked a fat blunt before you got here, son.
No, I'm weak. Nah, I'm at work. I just had lunch and I'm chilling.
Yeah, you got niggeritis at work, B. Like, you got niggeritis at. You gonna get fired fucking around with me, man. Like, you better get your ass up.
Nah, you good.
run the lap or something. You know what I'm saying? You better look like you about to work.
All right, what's the next question?
All right.
See you, man.
Yeah, it's great to see you. It's great to see you, Notes. We're gonna go to question number 7 here, man. Do you personally think that checking your boyfriend/girlfriend's phone without their consent can lead to an unhealthy relationship? And if so, why? Steph, I see you shaking your head, so go ahead. You're gonna answer first. What's up?
Well, I mean, first of all, it's clear. I mean, that's a clear signal that you don't trust the person. 1, 2, you don't respect boundaries. And that would lead to a lot of problems. If it were me, I would definitely have a problem with that. Don't go on my phone. That's my space. That's my property.
I feel it. No, I feel it. To be
honest, I'm not gonna walk in the even if it's my friend's house, I'm not gonna just walk into my friend's house and just nice place, Nick. I'm not gonna do that. You know what I mean?
So my question is, I've actually had this conversation with somebody recently, my significant other, right? And she told me, okay, if somebody goes in your phone and they found out you're cheating, who's really the one who's like in the wrong? And my answer was like, they're both in the wrong, but the difference is that you went in their phone and was searching for a problem, right? Like you.
Whoa. I gotta cut you off there. I'm sorry. What? Forgive me. I feel it's the other person's fault because you cheated. Fuck out of here, yo. You know what I'm saying?
You disrespected them and went in their phone, right? You disrespected them and went in their phone. You took away their privacy and went in their phone.
Well, you know what? You know what? You're right. They are both in the wrong. But the thing is, if you cheated, and let's say that person told you in the beginning of the relationship, the number one deal breaker is cheating. You cheat, it's over. Fuck you. I'm leaving. You know what I'm saying?
Fine. And I agree with you. Both of them are in the wrong. But who's more in the wrong? It's the question.
The person that
cheated. More in the wrong. So what about the person who broke the privacy? That's privacy is trust. Trust. Both of them are trust.
My thing is
trust issue.
My thing is, would you know?
No, you're right. You're 100% right. But if your breath smell like another nigga dick, then you gave me the reason to go on your phone because you had dick breath. Fuck out of here.
Oh my God.
You know? Okay, my question is, how do you know what that smells like? First of all.
Because I got to. That's why
let's think realistically. Like, would you have known? Anyway. Would you have known the person that cheated had you not gone in that? Would you have known the person that cheated had you not gone on in their phone?
What?
You just had found out eventually.
You just had a suspicion.
Yeah, probably not. Probably not. You know, you make a point on that stuff. Probably not. I probably wouldn't have known. You know what I'm saying? But
I disagree. You probably will find out, or you would know. People know.
People you can find out. I'm just saying. What the way you found out was through the phone?
Okay, so you had no suspicion. You had no suspicion prior to.
It was just based off of pure suspicion.
But the suspicion is that they potentially that it's like a knowing, isn't it? It's a kind of annoying. It's like, especially when we're talking about women's intuition. Women kind of know when men is off, right? Like they can sense that. Like something's wrong here. And they want to verify.
I would say it's usually nuances. It's usually like, okay, this person usually doesn't do such and such. Like it could be like slight differences. And you just feel something is off.
Mm.
But the question still remains, who's in the wrong? Who's more in the wrong?
Even Benny agrees that was right. The person that cheated. The person
because you both are emotional beings, man. You both are emotions. We're talking about logic. Yeah. Who's really in the wrong? Yeah,
you better hold on. Yo, Ramos, be quiet. I'm saving you. Be quiet. Be quiet.
I talked to her already about that. We already had conversation. The conversation is from her. So she and me had this conversation. It's not something new. Like,
all right.
That's what I'm just getting into the universe, the internet. Who's in the wrong, or more in the wrong?
Yo, hey, before we get to notes, I gotta read this one from what Avis said. Avis said, Shan P said, You know your nigga was cheating before you check the phone. You just need evidence, clown. They got the clown face. Yo, I love it. I love the smoke. Yo, Champagne, good looking. Appreciate you. Now, down notes. I'll ask you the question. Cause I had a series of questions here in case you was watching the show, whatever. And yeah, I'll say this again. Do you personally think that checking your boyfriend, girlfriend's phone without their consent can lead to an unhealthy relationship? And if so, why?
To be honest with you, it all depends. It all depends on just other people. To me and my girl, we go through each other's phone all the time. We really don't really give a fuck, to be honest with you. My girl, sure I know what's on my phone. I know what's on her phone. You know, she might see nerd shit, guns or swords or martial art, just random videos and stuff like that. And
I'm proud of you, my nigga.
And then for her, it's makeup or looking at houses or baby names and stuff like that. So to be honest with you, like it all, it just all depends, man. To be honest with you, like don't. I feel like when you start complicating things, you know, I feel like if you got something to hide, like you are protected with your phone or this and that, then I feel like, you know, people or significant other they are going to go through it. You know what I mean? Because like, okay, now they want to know what's in your phone. Like, man, phones ain't shit, bro. To be honest with you, like, I'm just keeping it real with you. And I feel like if anybody up there saying like, oh, my phone is my life and this and that, then you need a reality check, then, bro. Like, you know, I'm not. If things are good at home, why am I finna cause a problem? You know what I mean? When we both been doing it, you know what I mean? Like going through each other's phone, it's really not a big issue.
Tone Deaf, what up, baby?
The only time it's a big issue if you know damn well if you know damn well you hiding something. That's just me. I don't got shit to hide. My girl.
That's an interesting perspective. That's an interesting perspective, but I'm on the perspective of like, not that my phone is my life, but my phone is my property. And if you want to look at my phone, ask my permission. Just like if you want to use something of somebody's, ask their permission. You have a different dynamic.
Honestly, hold on. Okay. So to me, I'm still gonna call that bullshit. Okay, look, so if you care, if you care about somebody, bro, like no offense, bro, like this is me. If you care about somebody, bro, that phone or whatever, bro, like it shouldn't matter. It really shouldn't matter. Like that. That's off the bat. You hiding something. That's just me. That's the way I would think.
Or maybe I'm just a person who likes my privacy.
Okay. Well then, look, if if you like your privacy that much, man, then I'll say, you know, if you do get, if you are married or with somebody, whatever, you know, I mean, then like disclose that. But if you don't disclose that, like right off the bat, then I can see where it would be a problem.
Yeah, but like,
well,
we're just going what you're saying. For example, I'm in a relationship.
Oh, are you?
She asked.
Yeah, matter of fact. Okay. Matter of fact, this is matter of fact. Hold on, hey, yo, Ramos. Okay. Matter of fact,
what?
The person, Benny. Hey, Benny, how you doing? She said sus. She
can think that sus all she wants, but I'm gonna tell you something. I would never go on her phone unless asking permission.
Nah, nigga, she said sus. We believe her. Sorry.
Well, look, I'm with Eric. Eric and I are similar people in that we value our personal space because it's healthy. It's healthy to have your own.
Now look, hold on.
It's healthy to have personal space.
Hold on. Now
it is.
Hold on. Now, okay. Personal space is okay. I feel like a lot of people now, this generation is crazy. Like you shouldn't have to like you. To me, personal space is like okay, like say we sitting on the couch or we're just chilling. Okay, now like I'm sitting right here and like you all over my that's personal space. But I just feel like if you gotta if you got to compare your personal space to a phone, you know, or anything like social media and stuff like that, like if you're not hiding anything, that's just me. But I don't know.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. What if I use my phone and in my phone I have like a diary kind of situation going on where I write my personal inner thoughts? And
to be honest with you,
hide those things because
they're
important to me.
Me and my girl, we just had the same issue. I was actually journaling, and she did go through my diary, and I wasn't upset about it. You know, I left it there on purpose. I wanted to see how long it would take her to go through it, and it was there for like weeks and weeks and weeks. To be honest with you, and like she went through it, and she had me a couple questions. I answered truthfully, you know, just like the same with her. Like she'll leave something out, you know, and see if I go. I don't know. I just feel like me and her, like, we trust each other. I feel like, you know, if you have that trust with significant other, then like it shouldn't matter. You see what I'm saying?
Well,
Guys,
I feel there's certain things in my life that I want to like keep into myself, and when I'm ready to tell that person, I'll tell that person. So going in my phone,
they don't keep a paper trail. Then if I was you, like my grandma always tell me when y'all are hustling, never keep a paper trail. Keep that shit all up in your mind.
There's a thing. Well, it's called fingerprint lock.
Finger lock on the paper trail.
No. Let's move on to the next. Let's move on to the next question. Let's move on to the next question, please, because we'll be here all fucking day with this shit. But I love it personally. I love the smoke. I love it. Keep it up. Let's do it for the next question.
It's a different opinion. It's just different opinion.
Oh, yeah, it's not smoke at all. It's all love here, man.
I mean, no, I know it's all love, but it's friendly smoke. We like that.
Yeah.
Let's go to the comments here.
Someone said going through someone's phone is investigative in itself. They're not asking about letting your partner borrow your phone. They're talking about going through the phone. It's all about y'all.
Yeah, them motherfuckers. I mean, shit. Anyway, wait, we got some comments here. Benny said, laughing my ass off. I'm just joking. I use his phone. I ask him. He doesn't hide it. That's what's up. Avid said, I agree. Okay. Avid said, I agree with Redemption Song 76. Transparency. He also says, that's interesting notes. Are y'all testing each other?
To be honest with you, and I test everybody. That's just me. I really do. I test everybody. That's just me. Like and I know, and even my old counselor, she's that's pretty bad. You shouldn't do it. But no, I test everybody because people can change just like that. People can change in a blink of an eye. So yeah, I test everybody.
And yeah, you know what? That's a good thing because, like I said, I'm just starting to learn about myself and stuff like that. I wish I was like that, where I can like test, you know, the past females I was with or whatever have you. You know, if I knew that, you know, most females had like another taste for dick, then I would have left them at that. You know what I'm saying? And you know, that's what it is. You know, yeah, I said another taste for dick. Fuck it, I said that shit. I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean?
I test friends, I test family members. Like, you know, I've been screwed over a lot, bro. So I test everybody.
I feel you on that, my nigga. Like, I've been screwed over too by a lot of females as well, son. Like, you know what I mean? And even certain friends and shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, cats like, niggas like, yo, son, yo, you my man. I got your back, son. I got your back. You my man. And he's the same nigga that said that he had your back, the same nigga that put that knife in the back and twist it. You know what I'm saying? Right. Same thing goes for females. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, not all females, but, you know, that's why they say looking for love, 9 out of 10, take a fucking lifetime. Like, yo, shout out to Eve, wherever you at, because that was one of her songs. You know what I'm saying? One of the songs I actually like.
My question is this, though. If you were saying that you test each other, right? But I feel like if you go into a situation, this is my personal, but if you go in a situation feeling that looking for such problems, then you're bringing that energy to find the problem.
Agreed.
No. Now, look, check this out. when I say we both test each other, I don't know. I honestly don't know if she tests me, to be honest with you. But what I'm saying, like, I test everybody. You know what I mean? And like another thing as well too, I do trust her. So I'll just leave my phone, or I'll leave something that's right then and there. And if she asks me a question, I'm not gonna lie to her about it. You know what I mean? And that'd be the same, and like that'd be the same thing as well too. Like now, I'm not trying to say I'm a saint. You know, I'm not that at all. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying, like, for relationship to work, even if you do mess up, you know what I mean? Even if you do mess up, if it's gonna work, communication is the key. Trust is the key. Even if that trust gets fractured a little bit, you know what I mean? It's still the key. If you can't fully trust a person, this and that, then that shouldn't work. You know what I mean? And like I've been in situations where I've been in situations, where like I couldn't trust the person, where like I was thinking of, I'm some evil conniving shit, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, shouts out to my mom's ex-husband or her husband. Like I don't trust that nigga at all. Like, but I'm only being cordial because that's my mom's husband. But if it was the other way around, that nigga be. Point is, yeah.
No, we know what you're saying. And you know what? We support that here at RanDumb Thoughtz. Thank you very much for letting us know your true feelings about niggas that you don't like. You know what I'm saying? We value and appreciate that. I'm serious. Y'all niggas know I'm serious. Like, yo, I'm dead ass. Anyway, let's go to some of these comments here. Advin said, "This ain't school notes. No more pop quizzes, B. Just playing. I feel that note." Chicken and Beef said, "Thank you, Ramos. You going to find what you looking for, whatever the fuck that means." And Advis said that Shan P said, "Since you in my phone, buy all the shit on my Amazon wish list."
But use your card. Use your card. You're not using my card.
Yo, the next question, because y'all wilding. All right. This is for everybody who likes females, because the way this question is designed is really designed for guys, but and lesbians. So, you know what I mean?
Non-binary or non-binary. Come on, we gotta.
That's what it's called, right? Non-binary motherfuckers. All right, so this is for non-binary motherfuckers.
Or gender fluid or non-binary, intersex, all that stuff. Come on, you gotta cover the gamut.
Yep. The entire spectrum. All right.
I got you. It's for the non-binary motherfuckers. All right. So, can the financial increase in your woman's salary jeopardize the relationship in the long run?
It shouldn't.
I feel like the only.
No, hold on. Like, no. Let Ramos. Like right now, I'm just calling the person. Go ahead.
I just said it. Like, I feel it shouldn't, because it means that you have insecurity.
Facts.
That's it. Right?
Mm-hmm. No. But the reason why I do ask this question is because I like. Once again, Tyler Perry. He teaches us the way. He has a movie called The Family That Prays, and in there, like, Sanaa Lathan plays. Her character makes way more than her husband. You know what I'm saying? And down the line, you know what I'm saying, when she made the money, she started cheating on her husband with the boss. You know what I'm saying? Even though it's a movie, this does.
Why are we going that route? What's the first thing to go?
Why are we talking about the Tyler Perry movies? Like,
and why are we talking about Tyler Perry movies? Come on.
Those are just
like
bad
3 good
movies.
Like 3 good movies. Everything else is the same damn movie.
They're just as bad as Disney movies.
I agree. Always had a light-skinned guy, and he'd come in and save the day. Why is the light-skinned guy always coming and say? And I'm a light-skinned guy saying this.
The light-skinned guy with bad hair. It's like a horrible wig that they put on. Come on, we're not using Tyler Perry movies as an example.
No, we're gonna use the motherfucking Tyler Perry movie that I like as an example. Fuck out of here. Anyway, like I was saying,
wait a minute. So every Tyler Perry movie, the woman cheats when she gets money. That's gonna happen all the time. Like, they have money. I'm gonna start getting.
What I'm trying to say, Ramos, is that right? What I'm trying to say is, like, I follow this guy. His name is True Story. I follow him on YouTube. Shout out to True Story. He actually, he reads stories from men that been in relationships, that been fucked up relationships, that their wives cheated on them, ABC, whatever. There was one story in particular that reminded me of that movie where the woman, she was working at McDonald's or whatever. Then once she got another job to a corporate agency, the more her salary went up, the less the less they were in a healthy relationship. Next thing you know, she meets this guy there, like not the actual boss, but like the vice president or something, and ended up having relations with him behind the husband's back. You know what I'm saying? So
my question to you is this: you just said that they had issues, right? What were the issues that? I'm not saying what
it was financial.
Right,
it was financial.
So, it was financial because of him.
No, it was financial because she was making her salary increase before. Though he was the man. The man was taking care of everything, the bills or whatever have you, because he made more than her at the time.
But you see what I said?
Excuse me?
Right? It's insecurity thing. It's insecurity cause issues in the relationship.
But how can that? What I'm trying to say is, how does that insecurity cause the relationship? Where it's like, from how he explained it, their relationship was good until she started making more money, and the more money that she was making, the less time that she was spending with him, because she was so gung ho on making her career work. So when she was making her career work,
my other question is, what was he doing to further support their relationship? Like, I want to know. Like, I would like to know, what were his actions on his end? Was he was he stepping up on his end? Was he trying to further what was he doing?
From my understanding,
he was doing the same thing.
He was in the construction business. He was a construction worker, but he was making they make nearly six figures them damn selves. Right. I think he was making what, 70,000, 80,000 at the time. But then once this woman took the corporate job, because when she was going to McDonald's, she was also going to school too. But once everything was finished with that, and she got the corporate job, she moved up, from my understanding, within the course of 2 years to like a six-figure salary over what he was making at the construction job. So slowly their relationship started to deteriorate due to the fact that he's in one end here, he's in the construction business, she's in a corporate field. You understand what I'm saying?
I don't know if it can be boiled down to something as simple as that. There was something else going on that they weren't.
I agree. It's a foundation.
I agree with the both of you guys, but what I'm trying to say is, he didn't really make that part of it clear, of the story clear. He just got to the meat of it. It's like, well, okay, she met this guy, and they had more in common than what, the husband and wife had. And one night she claimed that she was gonna work late, and she ended up fucking the vice president. You know what I'm saying? Like the second boss or whatever. And then they had an affair for what, if I'm not mistaken, 2-3 years, until he found out through one of the co-workers that used to work with his wife and shit. Some dinner shit they went to, and dude pulled him to the side, was like, yo, listen, your wife is doing ABC XYZ. I brought proof. And I don't really want to get too much into that story because it's a whole lot to uncover on there. But the fact of the matter is, after he found out that she cheated, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, he filed for divorce, and that was it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Now, like, from my understanding, the lady, she's doing worse off because of after the divorce. You know what I'm saying? Now she wanted to get back to him because now all of a sudden, sucking another dick came her to the realization that she loved her husband. How the fuck does that work? Like, how the fuck is sucking and fucking on another dick?
Well,
you came to the realization that you love your husband.
Grass is always green on the other side, right? Grass is always green on the other side. So you realize, yo, I was wrong. I was looking for something that I already had, and I didn't appreciate what I had.
Benny, so I hate you. Benny asked, did she get the promotion at least?
Well, she must it. Actually, no. Yo, Benny, no joke. No joke. Like I said, it's a lot within the story, but from what I remember, she actually did get a promotion. You know what I'm saying?
Afterwards, after she started
I
getting
think it was right before, if I'm not mistaken. You know, it was right before.
She didn't give it up yet. Then, okay.
Yeah, she didn't give it up yet at that time. Like it
so
was right before.
So nothing she did afterwards affected her moving up.
But I wouldn't know after the fucking happened. I really wouldn't know. You know what I'm saying? Like dude didn't really specify on that. But from my understanding, like, you know, he moved on with his life. He married somebody else. He's living happily with kids and all that. And homegirl, like the one that cheated on him, like homegirl, she kept trying to get back with him, but you know, it's like he kept ducking her calls and all that other shit. And like now she's doing terrible and all this other shit. Like I said, it's a lot to the story. Like if I had to really explain the story, it'd be another 5-10 minutes on this bitch, and we ain't got time for that.
Yeah,
so was it? Can't smash the janitor for pennies on the dollar. Smash the CEO. I see the vision. Yo, Sean P, you crazy, man. You crazy.
Yo, Sean P, yo, what's good, boy? Like, yo, he gets a random star of approval. Fuck it, we fucking Sean P up here, B. Like, yo, I fuck with that dude, B. Yo, no, but seriously, would you like to answer the question, Notes? Like, do you want me to repeat the question, or you got it?
Yeah,
like,
repeat the question. That
all right, cool.
Yo.
Can a financial increase in your woman's salary jeopardize the relationship in the long run?
Nah, it shouldn't. And if it does, that's insecurity all day.
Oh, Shan is a female. My fault. What up, Shan? Yeah, Shan's my homegirl then. Fuck it. She get a star of approval. Yeah, so what you say?
I said it shouldn't. And if it does, that's insecurity all day. I feel like this, man. If we both making good money, doesn't matter who's making more, this, and that. We should come together as like fucking Voltron. You know what I mean? And get shit done. That's just me.
Right.
Prove that message.
Yeah, so do I. Stephanie, what's your answer to it? Like,
I'm with these two guys. It's insecurity all day. Like, yeah, they can do whatever they want to do with their money. I mean, it would be nice if they take that money and, you know, put it into the relationship we build.
Like,
it should be motivation for you, actually.
Like, on some real shit, me and my fiance, as of right now, like, right now we wrote a list down, and like right now we're paying off our debts, we're paying off people that we owe. Right now, like, what we're trying to do, we're not trying, it's going to happen. We want to get a house, probably get a house before when our apartment lease is up.
Nice.
Or we might get a house next year. I know we are getting married next year, and like we want to start traveling. I know we are supposed to be moving out of Arizona. It might be Texas, it might be Georgia. We don't know yet, but we know we're getting the fuck out of Arizona. You know what I mean?
Just don't come to New York, B, because like right now, man,
don't go to
like,
Texas.
New York ain't popping.
Don't go to Texas.
Like, do not believe the hype and think New York is really popping. Because like we just starting to get back off this COVID bullshit, B. So like, you know what I mean? Like,
I used to live there in New York.
Yeah, where was you at?
I was in Manhattan.
Ah, yeah, you Manhattan ass nigga, B. Like, yo, you sitting there. I thought you was like in the Bronx or Queens or something. Like, yo, Brooklyn.
No. It was
everybody want to go to Brooklyn.
I was doing really bad. I was homeless for a minute, and my mom bought me a ticket, and I was out there. I was out there with her and her ex. She let me stay there. For years, and I came back here with my grandma, and then I moved back home. Well, I'm originally from Indiana, and I was helping my grandma take care of my grandma before she passed away. She passed away having Alzheimer's, but what happened was she had a blood clot. Yeah, appreciate it. She had a blood clot that an aneurysm that popped in her head, and she pretty much she withered away. In her will, she didn't want to be put on a tube. So my grandma just pretty much starved to death. It was sad, man. It was sad. Wow. It was sad. Still to this day, my grandma's still taking it hard. So yeah, but I know
she with us, my niggas. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
She would have. You know
But
what I
I do
mean?
know
Like,
once my girl gets established, I already told my grandma. My grandma's gonna be living with me. She raised me, so once we get our house all established, my grandma's gonna be living with me. So
Nice,
yeah,
man.
that's what's up.
That's
Like,
noble. That's
Random
really
Thoughts,
noble.
we support real shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you guys have to understand this conversation our conversation goes several separate ways. We never stick to the script here. You know what I'm saying? But it's for a reason. You know, and it's reasons like that. You know what I'm saying? Like if we can help a motherfucker get through the day, we gonna help motherfuckers get through the day. You know, so that was that was for my non-binary motherfuckers. You know, yeah. So I said motherfuckers.
I hate you so much, man.
You know what I mean? Let's get to the next question, B. Let's move on. Guys, do you think that it's possible to have a successful, healthy relationship while dealing with unresolved past childhood traumas?
I'm gonna keep it real with you.
Wait, what's the question again?
Okay, I'll reiterate the question and then notes. I'll notes get answered first or whatever. Hold on. Do you think that it's possible to have a successful, healthy relationship while dealing with unresolved past childhood traumas?
I'm going to say no. I had to learn that the hard way, and let me just put it this way: 2019 to 2020. It was hard. It was very, very hard for me. Actually, 2018, it was very, very hard for me. But now I'm in a better place. Counseling went well. You know, I really do have a real love in my corner. I have a strong woman in my corner. You know what I mean?
Shout out to the woman, dude. Shout out to the woman.
And we're there. We're there for each other. I know we had to cross the bridge. I had to open up a lot more. I remember one time I was talking to you guys, and there was something she didn't know about, and like we had a conversation. She was like, "You didn't tell me about this," and I was like, I actually thought I did, but I didn't, and we had a deep conversation about it and stuff like that. Even through some of the stuff she read in my diary, she didn't know about, and that's just pride and stuff like that. But we had to talk about that and stuff like that. But it's a lot more better now. So I honestly really think getting over that childhood trauma, it will help, because a hurt person can bleed all over anything else that's good in their life without them even realizing it. And again, I had learned that the hard way.
Yeah, yo, thank you very much for sharing that. Notes, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, anytime you want to talk with us, man, yo, we here. You know what I'm saying? Like, you already know how that goes, man. It's all up, my nigga. You know, yo, Famous Ramos,
I'm in agreement with Notes. I mean, if you haven't resolved the shit that's gonna make you unhappy, you can't be in a happy relationship. Doesn't make any sense because you're part of that relationship.
Yeah. Steph?
I think if you're not at least actively dealing with those issues, like I don't know if they necessarily have to be fully resolved, but if you're not at least taking the time to look into those issues and really recognize, like, how does that past trauma define you as a person, or how does it affect your moods, or some of your actions, and how they affect others, then yeah, you definitely don't need to be in a relationship until you get to a point where you can understand, okay, I'm doing this because of this situation that happened to me when I was younger, or I'm responding in this way, or I'm triggered by this situation because of what happened to me when I was 5-6 years old. Like, you have to at least have that kind of dialogue with yourself and with the person that you're in the relationship with, in order to be able to cultivate something more fruitful and more happier, something happier, so yeah, I'm in agreement with these gentlemen.
I'm
You have to be doing the work.
Yeah, exactly. Like when it comes to relationships, always keep in mind that you have to do the work. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that, like it just is not all. I'll put it to you this way: it's not all about just fucking. Okay, it's about fucking and finding your way to do the work. All right, that's it. You know what I mean? Like, yo, busting a nut just don't cut it.
That'll be the laugh, but it's fact.
It feel good. It feel good for the moment, but after you bust that nut, then what? Wrap up. All right. So we're gonna get into Benny's comment and then go to the final question.
I thought you were gonna do it with that earlier statement, but you could have done it.
I could have. Benny said, yes, as long as the person can admit to themselves that they're in a trauma and willing to work on it. The work. When you think about it, everyone has some form of trauma. Benny, you are 100% right. That was the comment of the week. That's the Random Thoughts comment of the week right there. Benny, like, yo, a round of applause for Benny. Fuck it, man. Round of applause for Benny. Round of applause for Benny, man. Yo, you better clap louder, motherfucker. What's wrong with you,
My hands hurt.
You better
My
clap.
hands hurt.
I don't give a fuck if your hands are hurt. You gonna clap loud for her. Fuck out of here.
Take it easy. I gotta deal with the aftermath, not you, all right?
We support aftermath, smoke, and fuckery over here, man. That is no excuse. No excuse.
I feel
Fuck
like,
out
I
of
feel
here,
like
man.
it's gonna cost you, Eric. It's gonna cost you down the line.
No,
We're trying to help you, Eric. You are hurting this shit. Okay?
You acting like I don't understand my relationship.
I can't hear it, Eric. That she seems like she can't hear it either. You know what? I'm gonna like this comment too.
Happy?
Oh my god.
You know what? Let me say this. Here at Random Thoughts, we are not responsible for what happens to Famous Ramos. Famous Ramos, we thank you for your contribution to Random Thoughts. And if we don't see you next week, or if you laid up in the hospital, then I tried to help you.
I'm immortal.
I tried to help you.
So unless she gets that spike on me, which she won't get the jump on me with that spike, I'll be good.
Yo.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
He gonna come back on live with an arm cast and a black eye.
Never that.
Yeah, let me get to the last question. Like, y'all niggas is crazy. Yo, let me get to this. Yo, this right here, guys, is the final question.
I'm downstairs, baby. That's a threat. That's the
Don't act tough now. Don't act like you the toughest vampire on the block now, nigga. Fuck out of it. We can't save you. Like, yeah, you see that bite now, motherfuckers. You talking all that good shit. I ain't worried about her. You know what I'm saying?
You're gonna put a fucking ATO happen and A-Town stump that ass.
Yeah, let me stop.
It's something called bobbing and weaving. No way I'm gonna hit her, but she won't get me.
Go take back 06.
Listen, guys, we do not here at Random Thoughts, we do not promote domestic violence and ass beating. But we understand. That's all I'm gonna say. We understand. We get it. Final question, guys. How do you think that love language can fix an unhealthy relationship?
I mean, love language is understanding, that person's needs and the way they communicate. So when you understand how the person communicates and accepts love, you're in a way. I mean, you're paying attention to the person ultimately, and you're showing that person that you care and that you're investing time and attention into them and into the relationship, and that's what learning someone's love language is about.
Ramos?
Yeah, I mean, you're letting like I said before, you're letting them be heard, because basically they're saying that they want this, they they crave this, and you feed into that. They're feeling heard, they're feeling appreciated, and you're gonna have a better life overall.
I agree with Ramos. I agree with that. No, Ramos, I agree with that, man. 100%, man. Notes.
I'm with Ramos on that one.
That's what's up. For those who don't understand what love language is, let me break down the 5 love languages real quick. From what I know, acts of service, gifts, physical touch, words of affirmation, and quality time. So those are the 5 love languages, and you have to understand, know your partner on that. And like I said, Steph, she told me a story about one of our friends. You know, I'm not gonna say his name on here, whatever. I don't know if he would be comfortable or not. You know what I'm saying? But in his marriage, he was having problems until they understood love language and they got that worked out. So you know, and they're strong for their relationship. Their marriage is stronger now since they have a full understanding of who they are. And see, the thing is, he has somebody that's willing to understand with him about that. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm trying to look for. I'm trying to look for a woman who's understanding and is willing to do the work with me. You know, and you know, I like to actually thank my son's mother and the woman that Steph wants to kick in the face. You know, after my son's mother, I like to thank both of them. You know, because I'm gonna tell you, no, I like to thank both of them because without their disrespect and without them, you know, being who they are, you know what I'm saying, I would have never understood what I need to look for in a mate. You know what I'm saying? I know that might seem like kind of like what the fuck ish, but it's the truth. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you learned your error. You learned your error, man. That's it.
Yeah. Hey, yo, Benny, that's my same. That's my same 3 also. Physical touch, words of affirmation, and quality time. That's my 3 also. That's my like I took the by the way, guys, there's a love language test online. I forgot where it was. Like I just happened to stumble upon it one day.
It's at the same. It's at the official website. What is it? The 5 love languages website.
Yo, Benny's hilarious. Yo, all right, Benny. Like, listen, I'm gonna holler at you about that, man. Like, you know what I mean? I'll holler at you.
That's what I said before, right? You both have the same answers because you're very similar. Remember I told you that before?
You know what? You're right. You're right. I'm not even going. I was trying to act like Macho Man, you know, Ray Savage over here, but no, like you know, like you're right. Anyway, R.I.P. Randy Savage, but my name is Ray. You know, my real name is Raymond, so I said Ray Savage. Yeah, fuck it, whatever. Anyway, so guys, let's get to the final thoughts because we got to wrap this up. Yo, Notes, do you have any final thoughts about unhealthy relationships overall?
Oh yeah, man. Shit, just don't be lying. You know what I mean? You know, stop trying to like that damn word. Shit. That damn word. Nah, man, like I feel like everything should be 50-50. You know, I mean, you guys should come together. You know, when things are good, and even come together even more when things are hard. You know, treat your home like a safe heaven. You know what I mean? Like it's very peaceful because the world outside is crazy. Niggas is getting knocked off just for stupid shit nowadays. You know, and if you're co-parenting as well, you know what I mean? Make it about that child, you know what I mean? Whatever. You know, if you guys get back together, cool, you know what I mean? Just, I don't know, man, like, you know, just make things simple, man. Like, a lot of shit doesn't have to be hard, you know? It's not about getting the last word, you know what I mean? It's literally about respecting one another, you know, and the love language, man, you know? Keep it real, man. Keep it classy. Titties and blankets, you know what I mean?
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it, man. Famous Ramos, you got any final thoughts?
Yeah, man. I'm just first work on understand. First step in understand your relationship, understanding yourself, right? That's it.
Okay.
Understand yourself, and then you drew that you can understand the other person, because you're gonna see them through their eyes. You're gonna see what the issues are, or what your insecurity, or whatever, through their eyes, and then from there you can work on it.
Yeah. Hey, yo, good looking, Benny. Appreciate you. Yeah, like, yo, Steph, any final thoughts on unhealthy relationships as a whole?
I mean, if you find yourself in an unhealthy relationship, and that means really like sitting with yourself and figuring out, like, asking yourself, does this person make me happy? Does this situation that I'm in make me happy? And if it doesn't, then you need to, assess the situation and move on from there and learn your lesson and find and figure out what will contribute to a lasting and happy relationship, with you finding someone that mutually respects you the way you respect them, and just make sure the communication's pure, make sure it's honest, make sure it's respectful, and make sure the person is just as invested into the relationship as you are, in the long run. But that's gonna have to start with you having a strong foundation within yourself, knowing what you need, from your partner, and really knowing yourself and what you can bring. I don't want to say bring to the table. After this show, I fucking hate it. But
there is no table, okay? There's no table.
There is no table.
No. We want to piss people off here, so please say the table. Thank you.
But just having a good grasp of yourself and knowing your triggers, knowing your attributes, knowing what you bring to a relationship, is important. But having a partner that mutually respect. I always say, like, love is love reflected. So you have to find someone that brings the same energy that you bring to the relationship.
Yo, thank you very much, Steph. Appreciate it. Steph, Notes, Famous Ramos, thank you very much for your final thoughts. Can we bring Ad back in? Yo, Notes, we're going to bring Ad back in to get his final thoughts or whatever. So, it's great to have you. It's great to have you,
Nice talking to you.
Always, Notes.
Appreciate
it. Man.
Take care, my man.
You too.
All right. Yeah. So, like, we're gonna bring Aviz back in there. Let's see. We're gonna bring Ad back in this bitch. Hey, yo, we ain't forget about you, Ad. You know what I'm saying? Yo, Ad, your final thoughts about unhealthy relationships overall, my man.
I hope y'all was taking notes. I'm just playing. Ultimately, when it comes to unhealthy relationships, I agree with everything that has been stated and said. And the other point I want to add to it is, most importantly, especially if it's for future generations, please think about the kids, think about the family structure, think about the cycles that you want to either, not gonna say destroy, but want to create, so that enhance, if you want to have a healthy relationship and you want to show that, you're going to want to be able to continue to push that on into future generations. So ultimately, again, work with the person, vet the person. If you want to do multiple tests, pop quiz, all that, you can do that too. But at the same time, just be mindful also of the future and how the present is going to impact that, because the past is always present in the future. Shouts out to Substantial. But yeah.
Right.
Yo, by the way,
I saw that. I heard that.
I like that breakdown, B. Hey, yo, by the way, shout out to Substantial. He just came out with some new music. I just got an alert from SoundCloud. They came with some new shit. Stan, I'm gonna peep that out. You know what I'm saying? It's all love. You know what I mean? That's it. That's my big cousin. Stan. Benny also said he my big cousin. Fuck out of here. Anyway, so Benny said also, when you are a certain age, you know what some of your life goals are. And if you don't see your current partner being part of those goals, then maybe that person needs to go. Yo, you know what? Another random thoughts comment of the week. Clap it up. Clap it up, everybody. Y'all niggas too. Clap that shit up.
See?
Fuck out of here, son.
That's
Clap
called
that shit up. Avid, Steph, clap it the fuck up.
That's
Let's
called
go.
waiting. I'm waiting. No, it's not close. I'm
You know
upping
what?
Because
You know what?
I'm vindictive. So I'm gonna continue
You know what?
clapping.
You know what?
throughout the whole
You
time.
know what? You know why? You want to know why, Larry? Because I don't want to submit. That's why I don't want to submit.
You want to submit to this clap today, motherfucker? Like, yo, let's clap that shit up.
I'm gonna outclap you, lyrics. I'm gonna continue going on, not stopping,
Bro.
Right.
Hilarious.
That's
Oh,
it.
my goodness.
Like when I say clap, everybody clapping this bit. Let me stop. Yo,
What was that? The Eddie Murphy joke? You better stomp your feet and clap your hands. You better light a match in this bitch.
yo, guys, I don't really have too much final thoughts because I think we just covered about everything, and you guys helped me a lot in just like the general information of this episode. But I will say this: in order for you guys to maintain a healthy relationship, you have to have a full understanding of your partners. You have to work with your partners, and you have to be willing to do the work yourself to become a better version of yourself. You know what I'm saying? And always keep in mind something that Will and Jada said, even though they should have took their own fucking advice. You know what I'm saying? Just keep in mind, you have to make yourself happy. The person that's in your life adds to your happiness. Always keep that in mind. That other person should add to your happiness. ADD, add to your happiness.
Yep.
They should multiply to your happiness. Okay?
Right.
Know how to do the math.
I'll add to this too. But Rob used to say this, a relationship is not 50-50. A relationship is 100-100.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's basically what you're saying.
Hey, there it is. Benny said, will there be a part 2 unhealthy family relationships? Yes, there will be. More likely they'll have that on season 4. Just check your local standings. Check your local schedule. Like, fuck am I talking about local schedule? Anyway,
we'll keep you posted.
Check your TV guide.
Right.
Yeah, check the TV guide.
Do those still exist?
Yo, I don't even know, B. Yo, this is how old niggas is, man. Anyway, guys, thank you very much. Thank you for everybody who tuned in, who were part of it. YouTube, IG, you know what I'm saying? Even if you watched on Twitch or FB or whatever, thank you very much, man. We appreciate you guys. And on the next episode of Random Thoughts, episode 2-12, it's going to be a fucking doozy. Wash Your Ass Part 2 for men. We're getting back to the wash your ass ordeal here for men. And yes, it's going to be a funny motherfucking episode, boy. But it's going to be real because there's some of you stink motherfuckers that need to watch this goddamn episode, B. You need to watch this episode. Stop playing with me, man. You know what? For the women who got stink niggas in their lives, sit their asses down and make them watch this goddamn episode, man. I'm dead serious, man. Wait, what?
Actually, can we
watch your ass?
If someone can find Kodak Black, he needs to watch that episode too.
Yeah, if somebody found stinking ass Kodak Black, it's not cool to stink and look like a big ass dirt ball, my nigga. You look like a dirt ball. Why smell like one? Fuck out of here, son. Like, nigga. Like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna email Dr. Squatch, see if they can sponsor that episode or at least part 3 or some shit. Like, we will have a part 3 on this too for women. All right. I can't wait for that shit. But like, and guess what's coming back next week? Oh yes, you guessed it. The ass washing tutorial will be on next week. I'm giving an ass washing tutorial for niggas. What? We say?
You have diagrams. Like, okay, see, you take this, like and you put it here. Make sure to fully lather it with soap and water. Like, I'm surprised, y'all. It's crazy that you have to actually tell people how to wash their ass.
It should be like those 1950s, public service announcements.
Oh my goodness!
And guess what?
With the music in the background and in each part, it's like this is a tutorial on how to wash your ass. And then that's the commercial, bro. That's the commercial.
People need to watch the Red Fox special.
Lather
wash your ass.
Thoroughly.
All right, wash your ass.
Wash your ass.
Red Fox said it a long time ago.
That's it. And you know what? During the promos, we'll be sharing some classic songs like "Wash Your Asshole." Did you wash your pussy today? Wash your ass. Another watch. Yes, there's a song called "Did You Wash Your Pussy Today?" I'm dead serious.
I know that Dell song. You got to wash your ass. That should be funky. I know that song.
Hey,
I don't know.
Yeah, any song that includes washing your ass, we gonna put in the promo. Fuck that, because that, like, yo, I'm telling you, there's some stink. And yo, bums, you not exempt. The summer's coming up. Nobody wants to smell your funky ass on a fucking train. You on a 2 train.
What are they doing? How they gonna get connections to this stuff? You think each one have a phone?
A lot of them have phones. Yo,
the NYC link. NYC link.
NYC link. Get charge their phones, get internet, all that.
Yeah.
And guess what? You can link your ass to the damn shelter and link with some soap and a wash rag and a motherfucking towel, scrub a dub in the motherfucking tub. Stop playing with me, B. Let's stop. Anyway, listen, we about to leave. We about to get the fuck out of here because we already took up enough of y'all time. Thank you very much. Tune in next week to that episode. For Adviz, Famous Ramos, Stephanie Gill, this is the LYR to the ICS lyrics, y'all. Take care. We got more surprises for that ass coming up, too. So, guys, thank you to the Ranters Union, like iRant Media. Thank you guys very much. We appreciate you. Until next Sunday, take care, y'all. Peace.
See you guys next week.
Warning. The opinions expressed in this program are those of the presenter in their current state of mind, which they have the right to change at any given moment. The iRant Network and the members of the Ranters Union are not responsible for any claims made. All opinions and train of thoughts are welcomed here and protected by the First Amendment and the Ranters Union. All commentary, criticism, news reporting, research, teaching, and or scholarship of copyrighted material is protected by the Fair Use Act under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. iRant Network and the founder of the Ranters Union, Jalogic, aka Mr. M, recommends that you take what is said and do your own research. Read a goddamn book and form your own opinion. Furthermore, listen carefully to the ranters rant and debate their opinions and form your own conclusion. Thank you for watching this member-supported program, powered by the Ranters Union and produced for the iRant Network. Good day.
You may know me, but do you really know me? Are you willing to take the time to know who I am? So many layers to uncover. Are you ready to go that deep? See, the ones that truly know me understand the very core of me. I'm a good woman with a good heart, most fail to see. I I invite you to take a minute and not use your eyes, but use your heart to see. Don't be afraid, it's okay. It's okay to feel vulnerable. It's okay to be scared, to be hurt, to be broken. It's part of the deal when you have a soul. It's time to let it go. It's time to face another day. You may never find the answers to the questions inside you, but perhaps it's better to know you'll be okay. Yeah. Truly hurt me more than you ever know. I never knew pain so real could pierce this deep, to a point where I couldn't move, completely numb to any other feeling. Yeah. Now I hope this burden on me, my friends don't even recognize me. I stare into the mirror and view an empty shell for who I used to be. The pain is in everything I say or do. I wonder if the love I felt will return to me. Hey, hey, hey. But for now I'll be okay. It's okay to feel vulnerable. It's okay to be scared, to be hurt, to be broken. It's part of the deal when you have a soul. It's time to let it go. It's time to face another day. Hey, you may never find the answers to the questions inside you, but perhaps it's better to know. Be okay. Yeah, yeah. To know that I'm stronger than they say I am. That even in defeat I can take a stand. To recognize that loss can also lead to gain. That the sun can still shine even in the rain. I may be down now, but I'm far from out. Even in the face of despair or even doubt, I just really needed time to figure it out. See the image of the woman that I am now. Oh, 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 oh. It's okay to feel vulnerable. It's okay to be scared, to be hurt, to be broken. It's part of the deal when you have a sound. Just let it go. Gotta face another day. You may never find the answers to the questions inside you, but perhaps it's better to know. You'll be okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah.